I'm the villain in my own home, apparently. At least, that's how my stepdaughter, Lily, paints me with every sneer and slammed door. I'm Tom, the guy who thought marrying Sarah would mean a fresh start, a family to call my own after years of drifting through life solo. Instead, I'm dodging verbal landmines from a 16-year-old who treats me like I'm the gum on her shoe, while my wife, bless her, thinks ignoring it will magically fix everything. 3 years into this marriage, and I'm still the outsider, tiptoeing around a teenager's wrath and a wife's denial. But today Lily asked me for a favor, and I'm about to turn the tables. It started like any other Saturday. The house smelled of coffee and Sarah's lavender candles, a deceptive calm before the storm. I was at the kitchen table, nursing a mug and scrolling through work emails when Lily stormed in. Her usual scowl was in place, her dark hair pulled into a messy bun that screamed she'd rather be anywhere else. "Where's Mom?" she snapped, not even glancing at me. I pointed to the backyard, where Sarah was fussing over her roses. Lily huffed, grabbed a soda, and muttered something that sounded suspiciously like, "Useless." I let it slide. Again. This wasn't new. From the day I moved in, Lily made it clear I wasn't her dad and never would be. Fair enough, her real father, Mike, walked out when she was 5, leaving her with trust issues deeper than the Grand Canyon. I get it. I tried being patient, offering to help with homework, drive her to soccer, even bought her concert tickets once. Each gesture was met with eye rolls or silence so cold it could freeze the sun. Sarah, my rock, my love, would just say, "Give her time, Tom. She's a teenager." Time? 3 years of time hadn't thought a single degree. But I'm not blameless. I've snapped back a few times, tired of being the punching bag. Once, when Lily accidentally spilled juice on my laptop, I yelled. Not my proudest moment. Sarah mediated, but her solution was always the same. She's just a kid. A kid who knew exactly how to twist the knife. I started to wonder if Sarah was avoiding the problem to keep the peace, or because she didn't believe I was worth defending. Either way, it stung. Today, though, something shifted. After her usual morning sulk, Lily didn't disappear to her room. She lingered, fidgeting with her phone, glancing at me like she was sizing up an opponent. I braced myself for another bar, but instead she said, "Tom, I need your help." My jaw nearly hit the table. Help? From me? The guy she'd called a nobody last week? I leaned back, arms crossed, and said, "Go on." She hesitated, her bravado cracking. "There's this poetry contest at school. I wrote something, but I don't know if it's any good. You're like good with words, right?" Her voice was softer, almost vulnerable, but her eyes still held that guarded edge. I remembered Sarah mentioning I used to write short stories back when we were dating and I was still trying to impress her. Lily must have overheard. Now here she was, asking for my expertise, but it felt like a trap. Why now? Why me? I could have said no. Part of me wanted to let her feel the sting of rejection for once. But there was something in her tone, a flicker of need she couldn't hide. I saw a chance not just to help her, but to break through the wall she'd built between us. "All right," I said, keeping my voice neutral. "Show me what you got." She slid a crumpled paper across the table, her fingers trembling slightly. I unfolded it and read. Her poem was raw, messy, but powerful. It was about a girl lost in a storm, searching for a home she couldn't name. The metaphors were clumsy, but the pain behind them was real, too real. I looked up, and for the first time Lily wasn't glaring. She was waiting, nervous, like my opinion actually mattered. "It's good," I said, and I meant it. "But it could be better. Want me to show you how?" She nodded, just a tiny dip of her chin, but it felt like a ceasefire. We spent the next hour tweaking her poem. I suggested stronger words, tighter lines, and she listened, actually listened. She even laughed once when I mispronounced iambic pentameter, a sound so rare I almost didn't recognize it. For the first time we were talking, not fighting. I saw glimpses of the girl Sarah always described. Smart, creative, fiercely independent. But I also saw the hurt, the fear of being let down again. I didn't push, didn't ask about her dad or why she hated me. I just kept editing, kept her focused. Sarah came in halfway through, her eyes widening at the sight of us hunched over the table, papers scattered. She didn't say anything, just smiled and slipped back out. I think she knew something fragile was happening. By the time we finished, Lily's poem was a contender, sharp, poignant, ready for the contest. She mumbled a thanks and retreated to her room, but it wasn't her usual slam-the-door exit. It was quieter, thoughtful. I thought that was it, a small victory, a crack in the ice. But life's never that tidy. The next day, I overheard Lily on the phone with her friend. Yeah, Tom helped, but it's not like he's suddenly cool or anything. He's still whatever. My chest tightened. So much for breakthroughs. I wanted to barge in, demand gratitude, but I stopped myself. She was 16, not a saint. Progress wasn't going to be a straight line. That night I talked to Sarah. Really talked. I told her how Lily's attitude was wearing me down, how her brushing it off made me feel invisible. She listened, her face crumpling with guilt. I didn't realize how bad it was for you, she said. I thought if I stayed neutral, it'd keep the peace. I told her peace wasn't worth me feeling like a stranger in my own home. She nodded, tears in her eyes, and promised to step up, to talk to Lily, to set boundaries. It wasn't a fix, but it was a start. The poetry contest came a week later. Lily didn't invite me, but Sarah did. I sat in the back of the school auditorium, watching as Lily took the stage. Her voice shook at first, but then it steadied, and she delivered her poem with a fire I hadn't seen before. The crowd applauded, and she won second place, a ribbon and a gift card she clutched like they were gold. When she spotted me afterward, she didn't smile, but she didn't scowl either. She just said, "You came." I shrugged. Wouldn't miss it. Things didn't magically get better. Lily still snaps sometimes, still keeps me at arm's length. But there are moments now, small ones, like when she asks for my opinion on a book or doesn't flinch when I sit next to her on the couch. Sarah's trying harder too, calling out Lily when she crosses a line, backing me up in ways that make me feel seen. It's not perfect, but it's family, messy and flawed, and worth fighting for. I think about that favor, that poem, and what it cost me to say yes instead of no. It wasn't just about helping Lily. It was about choosing to stay, to keep showing up even when it hurts. Maybe that's what family is. Seeing the worst in each other and still finding reasons to try. I don't know if Lily will ever call me dad or even like me, but I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. What do you think? Was I right to help Lily despite everything? Or should I have drawn a harder line? How do you balance forgiveness and self-respect in a family like this? Share your thoughts. There's no easy answer when it comes to love, loyalty, and second chances.